Over a decade ago, Afghanistan began taking steps to become a market economy. Operating a market economy, where the private sector serves as the engine of economic growth, requires a minimum regulatory framework and business-enabling environment, including policies, institutions and regulations, most of which didn't exist or were destroyed during 2 decades of war. To address these urgent gaps, Harakat was established in 2008 to remove or reduce institutional and regulatory barriers to investment and doing business in Afghanistan. So far, Harakat has funded the implementation of 36 projects, and this video looks at how 4 of them have impacted the business environment in the country. Afghanistan has lacked an academic institution to produce internationally certified accountants, which has been a major constraint to the development of the private sector. To address this, Harakat funded the School of Accounting project within the American University in Kabul.
Not a liquid business, then again you are failed.
We had a very successful program to establish a School of Accounting at the university and to provide both short course training programs in accounting for ACCA accounting certification, and also to develop our strong bachelor's program in accounting that we have here at the university.
The Harakat grant enabled us to achieve 2 specific goals. The first goal was to establish the School of Accounting, and the second goal was to start the ECCA and FIA courses. The target that we had was 476 students, but we were able to train a total of 1,229 students, meaning that we went 58% above the target that we had. The other 2 things that we were able to achieve, we got the ECCA membership in Afghanistan, and we were able to establish the computer-based exam center. People used to travel to the neighboring countries. They would travel to Pakistan, Dubai to take the ECCA or FIA exams. Now that we have the CBE center here in Kabul, they don't need to travel.
The first important thing for an accountant is the ethics, the code of ethics, which are the objectivity, the integrity, and the confidentiality. These are the points that an accountant must know about. As an ACCA member, I'm going to apply all those things.
شاگرد ACCA شدم. پیش از او ایفای وظیفه میکردم در یکی از بانک‌های خصوصی در افغانستان. سیستم کاری ما به قسم پیش میرفت که چیزی که بر ما گفته میشد از طرف خارجی‌ها با اون شکل ما سیستم پیش میبردیم، ولی مفهوم اصلی از او را به اندازه درست درک نمیکردیم، به خاطر که ما در مورد تئوری یا اساسات محاسبه درست نمیدانستیم. ولی امروز وقتی که ما درس ها را فرا گرفتیم در اینجا در مورد محاسبه درک کردیم و تقریبا گفته میتونیم که نیمه مسلکی شدیم، باز هم میتونیم یک استدلال درست با اون مردم داشته باشیم. یعنی هر آن چیزی را که اونا بخواین سر ما تحمیل کنن امروز او کارا نمیتونن.
اگر شما یک ارزیابی جدید بکنین نشان میده که سطح افغانا در بخش بانکداری که با معیارات بین المللی و استانداردها همراه باشه بیشتر شدن و تعداد خارجی‌ها رو کاهش است.
پروژه حرکت برای افغانستان بسیار زیاد مفید است. ECCA میتونه که در آوردن شفافیت در افغانستان، در حسابدهی، در ارتباط با جذب سرمایه گذاری به افغانستان کمک بیشتر میکند. متخصصین محاسبه که به معیارهای بین المللی آماده خدمت باشند، اگر در داخل کشور تربیت شوند و آموزش ببینند و بتانند جذب سکتور بانکی و سکتور خصوصی افغانستان شوند، میتونن خدمات
The School of Accounting became operational in May 2011, starting with 15 students. By the end of 2014, the total number of enrolled students reached 510, of which 430 were male and 80 female. As can be seen in its expansion to 3 other commercial hubs, including Herat and Mazar, the School of Accounting has become an integral part of the American university. Limited availability of reliable financial information has made access to finance difficult and costly, especially for small and medium enterprises. To address this, Harakat funded the establishment of the Collateral and Public Credit Registries, two new institutional information sharing mechanisms, so that key stakeholders are able to exchange reliable information and make informed decisions when issuing new loans and other financial products.
Previously, there was not a system. Any bank who was supposed to lend money to a borrower, they had to send a letter to different banks and ask them about the borrower's indebtedness with other banks, or if they have any registered mortgage, the same property with it. It was taking at least from 10 to 15 days, at least. So it was a waste of time. And then they were subject to frauds also. It was very possible somebody to interfere and bring the wrong information.
Both systems are utilized in banking sector of Afghanistan, and they are fully electronic. There is no manual procedure involved at all. In public credit registry, as on date, more than 111,000 contracts are registered. The total value of the contracts which are registered, that's more than 40 billion Afghanis. At the same time, more than 3,000 notices are registered on movable property. The total credit limit is 46 billion Afghanis.
The great initiative of PCR will in future give us an opportunity to integrate the other systems into one system, like National Identity Cards Registry, Land Registry, Mobile Collateral Registry, or the Vehicle Registry, to reduce the frauds, to strengthen the financial system and speed up the disbursement of loans.
These two systems are now operational and have enabled lending stakeholders such as banks to access reliable and accurate credit information, exchange information to better manage risks, improve operational efficiency, diversify credit products, and increase lending volume and outreach. They have become an integral part of the central bank and help it supervise the country's credit system. Business licensing in Afghanistan has been highly bureaucratic and complex, costing firms significant time and money, which serves as a disincentive to investment. Harakat funded the Business Licensing Reform Project within the Ministry of Commerce and Industries, designed and implemented a transparent and streamlined business licensing system, reducing potential opportunities for corruption.
ساده ساختن پروسیجر یکی از بزرگترین دستاوردها هستند که نهایت زیاد کوتاه شده، حالا حداقل با 2 یا 3 امضا تمام مراحل تمدید یا اخذ جواز جدید به پای اکمال میرسه. تمام کارهایی را که ایجاب میکنه به خاطر ثبت یک تشبث یا ثبت یک فعالیت زیر یک چتر انجام میگیره که یقینا پروسه بسیار کوتاه شده، تقریبا از 24 مورد به 7 قدم آمده. در گذشته بود ریاست صدور جوازنامه تقریبا 7 نوع جواز به خاطر انجام فعالیت‌های تجارتی صادر میکردن، اما بعد از مدغم شدنش به ریاست ثبت مرکزی تمام این 7 نوع جواز ما با یک نوع جواز گذاشته شدیم. سابق جوازها از طریق ریاست صدور جوازنامه برای 1 سال توزیع میشد. ما تانستیم که 1 سال به 3 سال بالا ببریم.
Following on the successes of the first phase of the Business Licensing Reform Project, Harakat funded further streamlined processes for increased efficiency and sustainability. One of the key components of the second phase was the digitization of business licenses. A total of 90,000 business licenses were digitized at the Afghanistan Central Business and Intellectual Property Registry within MOCI.
The objective of digitization of licenses in the Ministry of Commerce are 2 things. The first thing is recording all the information from trade licenses into the database system, and the second thing to have a scanned copy of all documents in the system.
ما سابق در سال 83 جواز گرفتیم، تمدید میکردیم. سال سابق هم چیز بود، یک کمک مشکلات بود. من امروز آمدم ساعت 8:15 بود، داخل شدم، فعلا ساعت 2:30 بجه است. 2:30 هم نشده، مکمل جواز خود خلاص کردم، پرس کردن، دادن، تسلیم کردن. خیر ببینن، زنده باشن، کلاگی ما از پیششان خوش هستیم.
به خاطر گرفتن جواز آمدیم، عیناً از راه دور خطرات را متقبل شدیم. سیستم جدیدی اینجا صادر گردیده که ما از این سیستم شنیده بسیار خرسند شدیم.
Leasing land has been a major obstacle for domestic and international investors looking to do business in Afghanistan. To simplify the process and improve access to land, Harakat funded the Afghanistan Land Management Reforms Project.
د اصلاحاتو په برخه کې باید وایم چې مخکې دینه چې څوک ځمکه په اجاره باندې واخلي د اراضي د جوړېدو نه مخکې نو 52 مرحلې او کلونه به یې وخت نیو. اما کله چې د اراضي ایجاد شو او د دې طرز العملونه او لوایح جوړ شول نو په دې کې چې یو شخص کولی شي چې په 9 مرحلو کې او د 50 ورځې نه تر 2 میاشتو په موده کې ځمکه ترلاسه کړي په اجاره باندې واخلي. همداسې چې کله دا سیستم او د اصلاح رامنځته شوه یعنې موږ د په 9 کالو کې 800 قرارداد درلودل اما د اراضي د ایجاد نه وروسته چې په سنبله نهادیم کال کې ایجاد شوه تر دا اوسه پورې 2400 قرارداد لرو. مخکې عواید 25 میلیون افغانۍ اوس چې دی په اوسط ډول سره 195 نه تر 200 میلیون افغانۍ پورې دي. همدارنګه مخکې 200,000 جریبه ځمکه په اجاره باندې ورکول اوس چې دی دغه 1,00,000 جریبه ځمکې ته رسیدلی.
55 جریب زمینه در قینه و 55 جریب زمینه در ایرتان از طریق اراضی به اجاره گرفتیم و تقریبا 22.5 میلیون دلار ما در اونجا سرمایه گذاری کردیم. تعداد کارمندای ما به 170 نفر میرسه. ما عریضه کردیم به اراضی طی مراحل شد و بعد از ظرف 1 ماه و چند روز تقریبا 5 روز یا 10 روز به ما تسلیم داده شد. قبلا هم زمین اجاره می گرفتیم به شکل طویل مدت همراه ما قرارداد نمیشد. یعنی قرارداد باید سال به سال تمدید میشد و همون پروسه‌ای را که ما پیش برده بودیم باز همون پروسه را پیش ببریم 1 سال بعدش و تجار هم هیچ وقت نمیخواد یک زمینی را که حداقل از 10 سال کم با او اجاره داده شوه قرارداد شوه در او سرمایه گذاری کنه. ولی وقتی که ما از اراضی پیشنهاد کردیم خوشبختانه قرارداد نمودن که قراردادش 40 سال است. یعنی در ظرف 40 سال یک تجار میتونه که بدل آرام در اونجا سرمایه گذاری کنه. ما اینمی پروسه اراضی را بهترین پروسه یافتیم در طول این مقدار کارهایی که ما انجام دادیم در ادارات دولتی.
فارم گلباغ از شعبه اراضی افغانستان اجاره گرفتیم. زمین مکملا 62 جریب زمین است. طول اجاره ما 34 سال است. راستی هم که ما ازشون بسیار راضی هستیم، بسیار خوش هستیم. به اندازه کوشش کردن که برای افغانستان به زودترین فرصت این کار انجام بدن.
There are an estimated 4 million hectares of government-owned land in Afghanistan. The new standardized and streamlined leasing system at Arozi has made it easier to lease the available land for agribusiness, commercial and industrial purposes at lower cost and for longer durations. As an independent and Afghan-led organisation, Harakat is dedicated to making it easier to invest and do business in Afghanistan through specific reform actions. From producing certified accountants to improving access to finance through streamlined financial information sharing systems, from reducing the cost of doing business through a reformed business licensing system to increasing access to government-owned land for long-term leasing by the private sector, Harakat projects are having a strong and sustainable impact on the country's business climate.
And it's one reason I'm so very complimentary of Harakat, because they've been able to identify particular barriers to economic development in the country, and they've systematically gone after those barriers.
And now banks very easily, with clicking a button, can know that what's the history of this borrower and next lending. And even there will be a reduction in their interest rate.
این سیستم باید حتمی 100% در ولایات برن که ما نه سرگردان شویم نه مصارفات زیادی متقبل شویم.
ما به اندازه در این فخر میکنیم که 1/16 پولی رشوت ندادیم. این یک کار هست که در افغانستان ما فکر میکنم هیچ وقت نشده.